To make a website in Google, you can either go to the little waffle icons of apps and click Sites, or you can literally Google Google Sites. You will have to be logged in, of course, to your Google account or Gmail to do this, and it is up to you whether or not you would like to use your school account or a personal account. The benefit of a personal account is that it will follow you after you've graduated. You can still own this website and have access to it, versus a school account kind of gives you an extra layer of protection, of safety against you and the general public. They don't have access to your personal account. That is going to have to be a decision that you make, just depending on what you're comfortable with and what your long-term goal is. So once you decide, have logged in, and you get into the Google Sites, you'll see here that they've got some different templates you can work with. You can start off with blank. What we're going to be looking at is Student Portfolio and Portfolio. Those are the two I'm going to recommend. There is a template gallery that you can click. Our school doesn't have access to many. They do have some general ones, mostly the ones that were on that starting screen, but you're welcome to take a look at these as well. I personally went ahead and went with the Student Portfolio. Go ahead and click the one that you would like, and it's going to open to that preset template unless you did a blank one. And it has some sections here with some pre-filled content. None of this content is stuff that you're going to keep, but you can keep the layout if you'd like. So go ahead and scroll through there, just get an idea of how a website kind of will be put together. And you can see off to the right that you've got some different options on the content blocks. So there are different sections in here that you're going to be deciding how you want to present your photos of your artwork. To insert a new content block, you just have to double click it, and you can move it around. If you hover on a certain part of the line, it'll show up with this kind of cross with arrows on each end, and then you can click and drag. The little blue lines are where that you can drop them if you would like. The same way you can move around the little boxes inside of it, or go off to the left where you've got a delete, selection colors, and I believe that middle one is duplicate section. Now, there are not a whole lot of different options when it comes to style, and that is because this is a free website option for us. If you wanted more customizable website builder, you would definitely be able to find that. It's just you have to start paying money at that point, typically, at least for one of the things, like your host or server. That doesn't mean that there are no customizable options on this website builder. For instance, I want you guys to insert an image carousel on that bar on the right, and this is when you see something that multiple images kind of run through. And I apologize, I didn't have my pictures ready at the time, so I just pulled in some random ones. I will show you my actual art website for an example at the end of this, but this is why it's important for you to have all your artwork ready to go, so you can pull everything in and just worry about typing out the content and the design of it. I am going to ask that at the very top you do put your name, Calvary Episcopal Preparatory, and a photo of yourself if you feel comfortable with that, or some sort of like profile photo. And it doesn't need to be that big. You will see in my final version that I do mine a lot smaller to kind of fit in line with the text. You should also have an About Me section, and you can decide where you want this. But you do want to put something that is personable, tells a little bit about yourself without revealing too much personal information, because again, you are a minor, and even if you weren't, the world is a scary place, and you need to be careful what all you put online. However, again, you want to give some information that lets people know just a little bit about yourself, or the type of artwork you do, or why you do art in general. Just like on Microsoft Word or Google Docs, you can highlight text and play around with the type of font, the alignment, bold, italics, underline, color of the font, or you can trash it. There are a few more options with the three little dots on the far right. Again, it's not unlimited amount of options, but it is decent for what we're trying to do. Now, for the main reason we are making this website, which is to have your digital portfolio accessible, you need to be adding your artwork. Now, you can see here there's a couple different ways to do it. You can do the buttons off to the left where you're adding adding images, or you can actually click the button in the middle, and there are different types of content that you can add, but in general these are going to be photos unless you have a YouTube channel or a YouTube video posted with your artwork, your progression video perhaps. If you have that uploaded, you can put that in there as well. Now, if you're going to be an artist or work in the arts in any form or fashion, having some contact information can be a good idea if you are really safe about it. Again, this is the internet, so anyone and everyone has access to it. You just have to be very careful with who and how you communicate with people, so that is going to be optional for you. That homepage should have the majority of what you need hosted on there or posted on there, but if you go over to the right where I had insert, you can see it says pages as well, and you can remove pages, add pages. I'm going to add 2 pages, so you have a home page, a project page, and an awards page. So if you have any artistic awards, you can put those there as well. If you haven't already, on your home page you can add a why you create, or the different types of mediums that you prefer working in, or you could section off your projects by medium or by some sort of other category. And if you have any art related awards, you can create a new page, pull in the type of content blocks that you would like, or if you would like to have a page that's solely devoted to your chalk art, you could have the video of the progression on there. You could have multiple photos of the progression or just the final copy. Totally up to you. Or if you have another great idea, go for it. Don't forget to add that profile picture. Of course, if you feel comfortable, this is the internet, so I'm not going to force you to put your personal stuff on there. And lastly, if you would add any type of social media links that you have on there that are art related, so if you have an Instagram that you post art on or a YouTube channel, go ahead and add those links somewhere on the page. I probably should have showed you this earlier, but you can play with your themes, kind of where that insert and pages section is off to the right. They've got a few different types of color and font styles that you can play with on your selected template to get the best look, or most aesthetically pleasing look for yourself and for your website. So since I'm not actually Leonardo DiCaprio, I went ahead and made my own version with some of my artwork. You can pause if you need to read the About Me for inspiration. I didn't put everything on there, but I did go ahead and put my contact information and YouTube channel, since I do art related stuff on YouTube. I couldn't remember my Instagram password, so I don't know what my handle is anymore. But those are my 3 different pages. Now before you publish, I want to show you a couple different things. There is this settings little button here, and if you press it, you can see navigation, brand images, viewer tools, analytics, and announcement banner. Under viewer tools, turn off, or you can turn off the show last page, or the last time the page was updated, because who needs to see that? And you can turn off the contact me form if you don't want that to be on there, if you didn't put your email. But those are just some options there. As well as I want to show you up here at the top, you can do a little preview of how it's going to look on a phone, a tablet, or a large screen like a laptop. So you can scroll through and kind of get an idea of how it's going to look. So if you need to change anything to make it look better, you can. Once you're ready to publish, you can hit that little X at the bottom and go to the big blue publish button at the top right of your editing page. And here's where it's going to pop up with your domain. So see, it's going to have all of that text, the sites.google.com, Calvary Episcopal School / and then that's the part that you can edit. Without purchasing your own personalized domain, that's what you got. So unless you want to pay money, use the free one. Now it is going to ask you how public do you want it. Do you want it to be restricted? Do you want it to just be to Calvary Episcopal people? Do you want it to be public to the world? Again, this is your personal stuff, so I'm not going to force you to make it public, but we will have these links, if you do go public, out underneath your chalk art for all of the community to see, and then be able to access more of your artwork. Now you can go and view your live published website, but before we stop, there is one last thing I need you to do. I need you to copy the URL, which is up there at the top. That's your domain. And you are going to create a QR code for it. What I like to do is just go to Google and type in free QR code generator or QR code generator, and there is one that I typically like to use. It's this green one here, and you paste it in there, and then you can download the QR code as a PNG and email it over to me and get it printed. That is the actual last step. Good job, guys.